Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Kellen here with Droid Life. And also welcome to what we hope to be is a regular feature around these parts going forward. We're going to call it This Is My Android. And as the name suggests, this is a time where we get to showcase our current phone, current setups, share some of our favorite current apps with you that may be new or maybe oldies, and sort of let you in on how we use our Android phones on a daily basis. So why I'm saying this could be a weekly or monthly or bi-monthly or quarterly thing is we're probably only going to do these whenever something big's going on. So we change phones, we fire up a new launcher, new wallpaper, icon pack, a whole bunch of things going on our devices that cause us to say like, look, this is what's going on now. These are some really cool things. So you can imagine in about a month when the new HTC and Samsung devices come out, we'll probably be doing these again, but we wanted to kick off the feature early. And so we thought we'd do that today. And the phone I'm currently using, or I guess I should say, this is my Android, and this is the Moto X 2nd gen. Now I know that's probably not shocking. Most of you have talked a lot about how much I like it. We gave it our Phone of the Year award for the 2nd year in a row. But just know that I haven't been using this consistently over the last month or so. In fact, I was on the Galaxy Note 4 for about 2 weeks. I was using the HTC One M8 with Sense and Lollipop for a week or so, the GPE version of that as well. But I'm now back on this, and just because some of those phones lacked a couple of things I wanted, and this one seems to, again, tick most of the boxes. So why am I using this? Well, first of all, it looks beautiful. Although I know many of you will argue with that fact, I love the weathered sort of character appeal here that we're getting with a used leather back here on the Moto X. I know a lot of you want your phones really clean and looking pristine, but I like the sort of aged leathery look that I've got going on here, which is why I chose this color leather, because I was hoping it would look like this. Other than the custom design, we've talked about Moto Display and Moto Actions and Moto Voice and all that custom software that Motorola tossed on there. I wish every phone could copy all of those features, and then I would consider other phones. It's just those features are so useful to me that it's tough for me to use another device. Battery life for me has been interesting, hasn't been great. I'm actually running GSAM's battery monitor right now because I'm trying to figure out if I've got an issue or if it's just a network thing. I know that a number of you have decent battery life here. It's got a decent camera. What I do like is that you can quickly launch it with that motion. So if I'm capturing pictures of my son or something like that, I can do it without having to find an icon. I can just sort of flip my wrist around. Other than that, performance is amazing. Stock Android for the most part. Quick updates. There's a lot of things to like about this phone. But again, you guys already know most of that. So that's number one part of this This Is My Android feature. The second thing is going to be personalization and customization. So you guys know we talk a lot about third-party launchers, icon packs, wallpapers, and stuff like that, widgets. And so I want to walk you through sort of my setup and why I've got it set up certain ways and things like that. So first things first, I'm using Nova launcher. I do have Prime, so this is the Pro version. And I've stuck with this thing for what feels like years now. And I know there are other amazing launchers out there. I'm just so familiar and comfortable with Nova that I just haven't had a reason to switch. And so, it offers all sorts of features that I really like. And again, it's convenient for me to just continue to use it. Someday I will hopefully jump onto something else, but for now, this is sort of what I've stuck with. So I'll just show you quickly how I've got this set up. I use a kind of crazy 9x9 grid. So I think the standard is 4x5 or 5x5. I use 9x9. I really sort of jack that up because I like to be able to place widgets and things in specific spots. And if you kind of up your grid like that, you can really control where the layout is. And why I mention that is I change wallpapers often, sometimes daily, but I'll keep my same widget. And so I may want to place it up here, over here, or just down here off to the right. And if you have a crazy high grid, you can kind of really push things into select spots, which I like to do. Other than that, I've got one widget here on my home screen, and I have a secondary home screen right over here, which is my sunrise calendar. And that's it. I use two home screens. You can see I also have this really cool transition. Rather than using those 3D sort of card flips and things like that, I really like this simple sort of, it's almost like a page reveal transition, and it's obviously on an infinite loop, so I could just keep flipping through. Really cool transition there. So I've got Plastix Super Widget skin up right now. Plastix we featured last week. Really cool Super Widget skin. That's Plastix with an X, by the way. There's 30 to 40 different skins. They're all gorgeous. I highly recommend checking it out. Then I have my sunrise calendar widget, and that's pretty much it for that. I do have my icon set up down here. So I have my dock with 2 pages also set on an infinite loop. So I've got my favorites, obviously phone in case I want to call somebody, Hangouts, there's my app launcher, Mailbox, Fenix for Twitter, Google Play, Feedly, Chrome Beta, Instagram, and I do have another folder with a bunch of other apps that I use quite regularly. So again, as you can see, I keep it pretty simple. I don't have 5, 7 pages. I don't have a whole bunch of widgets running. I just have 2 pages and then a couple of doc pages full of the apps that I use most often. From there, I also have a couple gestures built in. So a swipe down from anywhere will bring down the notification shade. So I don't always have to reach all the way up there. I can just sort of do a little swipe down. I also have a swipe up that launches into Google Search or Google Now. So I don't need to necessarily keep a Google search bar because I can just sort of swipe up and assuming I get that right, and that will launch into that. Obviously I can swipe up from home as well, but sometimes when you're just flipping through screens, your thumb's already right there on the screen and a swipe up will get you into that. So that's kind of my home screen setup. Again, really, really minimal, but I really sort of like it. It gets me information I need and apps I need quickly, but it also stays simple and pretty. So one of my big things with phones is when I open them and unlock them, I want them to look nice every time. And so if I keep it simple and keep it looking nice, it makes me happy every time I use my phone. All right, so the third part then of this new feature is going to be just to feature a couple of apps that we're really fond of at the moment. And so the first one, we've talked about this a lot. This is Fenix's Twitter app, and it is a gorgeous Twitter app. It's super powerful. You can add multiple accounts to it and jump between those. You can totally set up how you want all of your pages to the order of your pages, lists, users, favorites, all of that stuff can all be set up in there. And there is prints. It's just got more settings than I think most of us know what to do with. There's themes in there, so you can really change the look of links and colors, and it's also got a nice material design going on here as well. So Fenix for Twitter, one of our favorites. I also want to jump in and show you Cabinet Beta, which is a file manager that I adopted a long time ago. I believe it's still in beta, and it was one of the first apps I ever saw that jumped into sort of material design. And it's just a really, really simple file manager. It's free. You can pin your favorite folders and stuff like that so you can quickly access them with a swipe out. It's got the sort of floating action button that was addressed or introduced in material design as well. Just a really, really nice file manager. It's obviously not going to be the most powerful thing ever, but it works really well. And then finally, I wanted to show you a semi-new app. It's this guy right here. It's called AZ Screen Recorder, and it's a Lollipop screen recorder that works without root. So in Lollipop or Android L initially, Google introduced a screen recording ability, but you either needed to use ADB commands or root your phone. And so since most of us these days don't seem to be rooting, this is an app that works with root out of the box. And it's got some really cool features, but it also just screen records. And so you can screen record it, and it's now recording all of this stuff. It's also free, and I believe I have it set up to shut off recording just by pressing the lock button. And sure enough, it did. And so from there, you can actually go in and view your video, share it, whatever you want to do. And you can record up to 1080p, I believe, resolution. Really cool screen recorder app, though. Again, it's free. It's called AZ Screen Recorder. So that's just been a quick look. Again, I'm running a Moto X. I've got Nova Launcher and sort of a really simple custom setup. 3 apps you should definitely check out are Fenix, AZ Screen Recorder, and Cabinet Beta. And that's it. This is my Android. Be sure to comment and let us know what yours is like, your setup. If you see anything we should change to make it more efficient or something like that. Otherwise, we are Droid Life. Check back for the next one. Peace.